the average first inning score at least 240. Off air, I was having a chat with Army, it's at 260. Anything with the fast bowlers can have to go through.
Again, not timed. And again, Rizwan shows that frustration. Into the 26th, 86 for 2. And that's a great picture of how dry that square actually is. Versus Bangladesh, first up on the 7th of October in beautiful Dharamshala. A couple in Delhi. But none here. Versus Pakistan in Chennai.
Take a look at the venues. Delhi, Chennai, more suitable for spinners, dry pitches, low. Dharamsala, beautiful batting track, may see some movement as well for the bowlers. And Lucknow, the IPL showed different sort of pitches. Pune is a good pitch to bat on, small bound, as well as Mumbai and Ahmedabad. So I reckon Delhi and Chennai, those games are going to be massive. Not saying that the others aren't, but just that, looking at the history, Delhi and Chennai is something that Afghanistan will be keeping a close eye on.
Mohammad Nabi. So here is the 6th bowler now. And he's been held back and held back and held back. And probably because they fancy bowling Nabi when they're left-handers at the crease. Sometimes in T20 cricket, if opposition teams open with the left-hander, he takes the new ball. But now's the time for him to come on. 2 right-handers. 5 men inside that 30-yard circle, the mandatory 5. That'll be a wide.
Umpire Nitin Menon, it's quite clear down the leg side. I think it's a good call to get him off his mind. Nabi and Ramla Gurbaz. Nitin had his head straight. That was down the leg side, and I think it's the right call being made.
And just to give you an indication of how late this is for Nabi to come on and bowl, only twice before in his 146th one-day internationals. Now this is his 145th one-day international, and only twice before has he come on later.
Goes to show how well the bowlers who have bowled before have done the job. Mohammad Rizwan, very different to Babar Azam. He'll be aiming that sweep shot, but mind you, the boundary to the leg side is a massive hit. And the mid-wicket fielder is about 15 feet in front. That's Rashid Khan, maybe for the top edge.
I wonder how many teams around the world can, in their starting 11, can say, well, we've got a player who played in our very first one-day international and played in our very first T20 international. And that shows you how young Afghanistan are in the international arena when they can say that Mohammad Nabi played in Afghanistan's very first one-day international.
Playing their 150th ODI, and Mohammad Nabi has been there from the first day. And it's earned the nickname of being the president. As we say, Colombo looking magnificent. The highways being a Saturday evening. A wonderful job just on Mohammad Nabi. Actually, I remember in 2006, Sri Lanka 18 Ireland national team and the Afghanistan national team played a tri-series. Even that, he was a part of it. Somebody that has done a lot for Afghanistan cricket, that's for sure.
Little nudge up the ground to end the Nabi over. 90 for 2. At the bottom there, Ireland and Zimbabwe. They're starting to get more and more games against these other nations. West Indies, South Africa, England, Afghanistan. The team records after the first 150 one-day internationals that they've played. Where's your boys? Why are they not on there?
Are winning after Farviz Maruf started playing Sri Akaman. And looking at the numbers, West Indies, #1 average of 3. Just to show from where to where they've fallen at the moment, missing out on the World Cup this year. So sad to see the images, the tears up in Zimbabwe. Cricket has taken a huge turn. Look at those numbers for West Indies. 111 wins of 150 games, and at the moment, this is in the first 150 games, just for the reminder of our viewers, at the moment the present team is struggling to get into the World Cup. Sad straight. And Sri Lanka, they're obviously very disappointed not to be there. Since the '96 World Cup, things have started to change.
There's bounce and a big appeal. They're very, very confident. They're going to have to convince their captain to go upstairs here. I think Gurbaz will be reluctant because he's got a few wrong over the course of the series. And this might be a no-go.
Wasn't convincing Ramula Gurbaz's body language. Usually he's someone who celebrates, but this time he wasn't sure. But what a fantastic delivery by Farid, changing the angle, coming round the wicket. Just enough movement away from the right hand, and take a look at that for bounce. That's not convincing enough, Gurbaz. Good that Afghanistan didn't go upstairs. Take a look at where the ball passes by when Mohammad Rizwan plays the defense, almost in the splice of the bat. That goes to show the amount of bounce, inconsistency.
Yeah, the ball before that one that went past the outside edge, that squatted, kept low. Something that batters really struggle with when there's the inconsistent bounce. Before play today, there was a photograph taken with the entire Afghanistan team and coaching staff just celebrating the momentous occasion that is today. 150 one-day internationals.
Good to see Jonathan Trott with a smile.
Good little hand there from Zadran at backward point. He just nudged it towards the incoming sweeper. So 7 and over from here would see Pakistan get to 249, but I think it's very difficult for us to expect that Pakistan will score at 7 and over from now onwards. I think there would be an acceleration towards the back end, certainly, while there's just 2 wickets down. They've got some exciting batters to come, but I would think anywhere between, I don't know, 220, 230, that might be the number they're looking at.
Now looking at the batting card, Saud Shakil, Salman Agha, Shadab Khan, who's in super form, Mohammad Nawaz and Fahim Ashraf batting up to #9. I think the foundation laid by these 2 batters is quite key in getting the rest of the batters to come out there and play their natural game, to be aggressive. But it's not one of those pitches where you come straight away and go bang bang. It's not going to happen like that. Important that not to target too big. Get a decent score and put the pressure on the Afghans, who are 2-0 down. Remember, it's playing for their pride, trying to win the first game against Pakistan in their history. And Pakistan will be playing this game to win and go to the #1 ranking before the Asia Cup. That will be a major morale booster.
I like this decision from Malik to come around the wicket. I think around the wicket here, as the bounce is a little bit low, you can access the stumps a lot easier. That's wide of off stump. That's not hitting any stumps. End of the 28th. 93 for 2.
Current run rate of 3.3 to be maintained. I say Pakistan is not batting well, but it's a tough pitch out there. The Afghans have been brilliant. This is Babar's second ODI, and today playing in the crease, and today he's coming in front of crease, trying to create that pace. The inconsistent bounce has been an issue. This is what good batsmen do. changing their technique according to the situation, according to the pitch conditions, and that's why Babar Azam is one of the best names in international cricket at the moment.
Both players against the seam have been standing well outside their crease. Rahman Gurbaz hasn't thought about actually even standing up. I think Farid Malik's probably a little bit too quick for that. But Gulbadin not really. Been nipping it around.
Gulbadin is just like the good old style English seamers. Even the length on and off stump, close to 125 kilometers an hour. Enough pace to keep the wicket keeper interested as well as the batters. And batters trying to put the bowler away from the length, and he has not. He's in the same length over and over again.